Welcome back for another video. The experts have sent their responses in and it's time for the Gameweek 18 episode of the experts. If you're new to the series, every week we reveal the experts team before the deadline, plus we look at their transfer plans, captaincy and chip strategy. There's wisdom on the crowd approach and FPL will guide us to better decisions and a better rank. Hit subscribe to follow this series and other content throughout the season. Congratulations to David Vo, who has held on to the top spot among the experts, currently ranked 2.1k after scoring an impressive 94 points, which puts him at 1098 points for the season. Like so many of us, he was hit with the James injury and decisions to be made there. So next up is the transfer activity among the experts. Despite the significant James ownership, which is 90% of the experts, 48% are planning to roll the transfer anyway. With the injury coming straight after unlimited transfers, many of us will be in a position to navigate Gameweek 18 using our benches. 51% are making a transfer and one expert's taking a -4. So let's take a look at which players they're transferring in and out. It's an even split between Botman and Cucurella as the top James replacements. In Botman's case, he is the longer term pick and a better defence this season and cheaper for 4.4 mil. Cucurella has Nottingham Forest in Gameweek 18 and then a double Gameweek 19 against Man City and Fulham. It's not a great double Gameweek, it should be noted, but it's a cheap roll of the dice for only 5.2 mil. Chilwell could be back on the 5th of January, after which point there could be some rotation, it should be noted. It's also possible that Potter uses them both in a back 3 formation. 16% have brought in Mitrovic. The only other player the experts are selling is Wilson. A very unfortunate one, as there was no news pre-deadline that he was ill. Right before the World Cup break, he also had illness then, which Hal played down. He did make the start in 11, but he was brought off at half time as he was struggling. So Mitrovic is the obvious move, home to Southampton this game week and then a double game week. You just need him to make it through without a yellow card or he will be suspended for one game. Ben Crellin speculates that Man United have around a 55% chance of a double Gameweek 20, which adds to Shaw's appeal. He's been brought in by 11% of experts. 55% not particularly high though, so it shouldn't be the sole reason for getting him. Robertson picked up his 5th assist of the season against Villa, 4 in his last 4, and for 6.8 mil somewhat overlooked, and he could live up to his price tag from here to the rest of the season if he can afford him. At 1 mil more than James, he's an awkward price to get to though. We'll skip over the chip usage, with none used in Gameweek 18 and nothing to add since last game week. It will be interesting to see if the experts decide to use their triple captain on Haaland if they do get the double Gameweek 20, or hold out until double Gameweek 23 or even a later double. Onto the experts' captaincy, and it's all but one expert on Haaland captain. A shout out to Aaron, who was the one expert who had the guts to back Rashford captain last gameweek over Haaland. In the end, not much in it, with Rashford scoring 28 as captain, Haaland 26. This gameweek, one expert has opted for Salah captain, who does have an excellent fixture home to Leicester, who visit Anfield off the back of a 3-0 home defeat. For that reason, it's sensible to hold Darwin as well. He was frustrating, having failed to score all 4 big chances he was afforded, but many strikers will go an entire game without a single big chance, so it will come soon enough. Onto the Gameweek 18 experts team reveal. This is built from their highest owned players, and the team is as follows. One change to the team, which is that James leaves it and Patterson joins. It's Kepa in goal, a back 3 of Cancelo, Trippier and White. The midfield is Salah, Martinelli, Rashford and Almiron, and a front 3 of Mitrovic, Haaland captain and Darwin. It's a very cheap team now, with Patterson replacing James. Realistically, most experts have opted for one of Patterson or Bueno as their cheap enabler, but the two are highly owned and therefore both currently make the bench. We'll no doubt see a bigger shift in the template team when Gameweek 20 rolls around. Kepa sits at 84% ownership among the experts and just 6% overall, which will definitely shoot up by the Gameweek 20 deadline. On the subject of Gameweek 20, it'll be interesting to see the experts' captaincy next week, whether they back a single gameweeker like Haaland or Salah, or perhaps go for a Mitrovic or a Mount type player who doubles. If you have found this video useful and want to catch the future Gameweek videos, hit subscribe and please drop this one a like. Each gameweek we ask the experts to offer their insight and tips for the gameweek ahead. Joey says, save your transfer if you can until we know more about what's coming. You can bench James for one gameweek before you decide to upgrade or downgrade. FPL Sharminator agrees and adds, important to try and save the free transfer this week for attacking double Gameweek 19 and double Gameweek 21, which should be announced before the double Gameweek 19 deadline. Charlie M says, Haaland Salah more of a 50-50 captain decision than people will make out, still undecided. Carl Smith says the Reece James injury could be a template breaker. Whether you now spend big at the back or go cheaper, reinvest in midfield or attack. These are questions that FPL managers didn't think they'd be having to make, but now they definitely are. We saw Botman as the joint most bought James replacement, and FPL Geordie makes a good point. He says Newcastle have conceded the least goals this season, and I'm going to punt on a double Newcastle defence for their upcoming good run, seeing as everyone owns Trippier. Jono's the one expert on captain Salah, and he says, can a captain punt on Salah be worthwhile due to the short turnaround for City, and specifically Haaland, who might be benched? Christian says, I'm going to stick with Darwin as he created havoc against Villa. I can see him getting even more chances against a poor Leicester defence. He is frustrating to watch and I wish he was more clinical, but a goal or two this weekend to shut the haters will taste good. And that concludes episode 18 of The Experts. If you found it useful, please like the video and subscribe for weekly content to come all season. We'll be live streaming here for the deadline later. See you then.